Flood victims left devastated by the Mthatha floods in the Eastern Cape are expected to move into temporary shelters erected by local government today. The delays came as a result of outstanding basic services, including water, electricity, food supplies, and essentials. 25 families qualifying as elderly and persons with disabilities will be the first batch to be accommodated on land on Maydene Farm. Newzroom Afrika's Liyema Vumisa joins us live now for more. Any progress today, Liyema? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Bravo. Well, certainly there is progress that we are seeing following that yesterday promise from the municipality to start to usher in some of those flood victims. Well, I can certainly guarantee that right behind us right now, we do have some of the flood victims. As you can see from your screen right now, they have arrived from the OR Tambo Hall, having been accommodated there by the municipality together with the district. Right now, they are here to finally, occupy these temporary residential units. We understand it's over 25 families, according to the local municipality here, that will form part of that first batch of flood victims to be accommodated. Thereafter, they will continue then in intervals to usher in some of those flood victims. Joining us right now, perhaps to even expand on the delay that happened yesterday, is the King Sabata Talingebo local municipality's spokesperson, Oluetu. Oluetu, thank you very much for your time. Perhaps let's start here. Yesterday, you made a promise and said the flood victims are going to be accommodated here, but that did not happen. What was the problem?
Good afternoon to you, Liyema. Of course, yes, yesterday we did think that we were going to move the flood victims to the temporary residential units. However, because we still needed to ensure that we inspect them if they were actually in good condition for people to inhabit them, and also just to ensure that there is water for them, there is sanitation, there are starter packs, there is literally everything so that they are able to start their lives temporarily.
And can you guarantee them that right now all of those basic services are intact?
I can guarantee that all those basic services are actually intact. As you can see behind you also, that there are groceries that are being offloaded from the trucks. They have mattresses, they have lights for the night and food. So we've been trying to make sure that we are organizing that for them as they're going to be starting their lives.
And certainly going forward, you are going to, bring more of those flood victims. I'm trying to ascertain whether or not the municipality and the district is going to be able to handle the number of people, because we understand about 400 temporary units are going to be erected here in total. Are you going to be able to manage to constantly provide those basic services for all of those people?
100%, Liyema, because you must understand that these temporary units, they are not so far from actually providing services also from normal people that they have their homes. So basically what we are doing today is just moving the 25 families of the 44 that were placed in OR Tambo Hall. In total, we've got about 98 people. So what we have decided to do as government is to prioritize the people that are totally homeless, the vulnerable, that is your elderly as well, the disabled, so that they are, and women and children, that is, so that at least for now they are being able to move from the hall where they were currently placed to these temporary residential units. We did inspect them, and our service providers did take us into confidence that these temporary units are different from the other ones that they used to provide in the past. But I'm just making an example as they would compare them. When we inspected them, we did realize that actually they are warmer than any other temporary structure that maybe one might have been into.
And they're even more spacious. I can agree with you on that one. But certainly when we talk about longevity now, we understand that this is only a temporary arrangement. Is the municipality still holding to its commitment to ensure that permanent housing is on the way?
We are 100% holding on to our commitment. As we are speaking right now, we are looking for available land, where we can go and place people there after this this phase has phased out, that is. Also bearing in mind that there are also people who are not totally homeless, and those that who are not totally homeless, we are also trying to make means that we are able to rebuild their homes as we move on and phasing out this disaster. Because for us as government, this is also an exciting phase for us, because it has been a long 2 months since June when the flood started, and to get to this point eventually.
You can understand, I mean, the concern from many residents, not only the flood victims, but their entire families when it comes to this issue of permanent housing. Yes, I understand that you're saying you are having plans in place to ensure that that is going to happen, but any time frames perhaps?
At this moment, I'm unable to give you time frames, but I can assure you that we are in talks with chiefs for available land. We are also looking as the municipality for any land parcels that may be available at this particular moment, where we can go and place our people permanently so.
And lastly, before I let you go, other people would argue that the money that you use to erect these temporary units, you could have used it to build an actual RDP house or a house made up of bricks. What would you say to that?
All I can say is that remember that when you have to build an RDP house, you still need to have land available. We know the issues that we have had with Maydene Farm, that we had to fight to have these residential, in fact, these temporary residential units being placed here. So I don't want to go into that debate or argument whether the money used here could have been used for RDP houses, because there are other logistics that go into building the RDP houses.
I'd like to thank you very much for your time. Well, there you have it, Bravo. That is the KSD spokesperson. Of course, clearing out much that really needed to be cleared out, particularly when it comes to that delay that we experienced yesterday pertaining to these flood victims who have now since been accommodated here at the Maydene Farm area. As you can see, according to the spokesperson, these are some of the essentials that they are going to be provided with. Whether or not it is going to be able to last them for a longer period of time, that remains to be known. The other thing that we are witnessing is that the officials of both the OR Tambo District Municipality together with the King Sabata Liyema Municipality have also descended here, although we don't see their principals, that would be the executive mayors. Of course, this is still the first batch of flood victims, and others will still continue to arrive as and when the municipality is ready to accommodate them.
Liyema Vumisa, live from Mthatha.